Kimada is this? We pull off the heist of the cycles, and now Farouq's gone all AWOL on us without even the slightest hint of a goodbye note. Yeah, I know. That's what Carlo said too. He wouldn't just abandon us. Not like this, after all we've been through. Oh, shite, and I didn't expect things would get easier after what we did. Not in the slightest. Our ex-benefactor is a vicious bastard. And even though we might have the registries on our side, I expected him to strike soon. But not this soon. No, this is something else. Who is this woman and what does she know about Farouq gone missing? Man, Carlo better get us the hell out of this market so we can get some answers from her. This is Red Moon role-playing. We gotta get her to tell us where Farouq is.
All in good time, Pig. Right now, we need to escape the Coriolis Guard. We are in a lot of trouble. Great.
And part of me does actually find that quite amusing, but at the same time, if this was anywhere else, it wouldn't matter. But here, this might actually matter. Damn it. Oh well. And I will lead the way, trying to now run. We need to get out of here, and we need to find a place we can get away from the Coriolis Guard.
Yeah, and you're starting to run after the young woman?
Yes.
Yes, and I want you to roll a dexterity roll, both of you, because it's quite crowded, it's panic in the streets, and you are, as well as you being hunted, you are hunting the woman because she clearly not thinking that you can handle the situation.
1 success.
And Pig?
Mm-hmm. 1 success too.
Yeah, and you're doing it quite well. You are surprised that you are picking up pace and avoiding hitting into the peddlers or the shoppers in the street, and you are closing in to the woman. Then you hear it, and they're shooting at you. You can feel the air blow from the shots when they are passing through your ears and your hands and your bodies. Carlo, you're so close to the woman now that you can grab her. She's panicking.
I shall grab her. I'll say,
If you want to live today, madam, stop panicking and follow us.
Sweet icons, what's going on?
They continue shooting at you in short bursts.
We gotta get to our ship and get out of here.
look at Pig with a hint of sympathy, saying,
I doubt we have time to get to our ship from here.
and I'm looking around. Where can we now run where there'll be some cover? This is not good. We can't just run out into the open and get shot. We need to move somewhere where they can't just shoot into a crowd. They wouldn't just shoot into the crowd, would they? What the hell do they want with this woman?
Well, it's either that or the lower levels.
I know a place. It's under the port. It's called the Deckhand Central. We can hide there. I got friends there, but we have to leave the Peddler's Market, and we have to cross the Neopatra spaceport. You're sitting in some kind of abandoned market tent selling spices, and people are running outside of this tent screaming.
Does that sound familiar to me? Might I know the way there?
You've never been there, but you have heard that the Free League has some kind of hub close to the Neopatra port, where people are. Some of them probably lives there, but a lot of them just doing their R&R after the late night shift.
Right. Okay. We need to go now. But first, Pig, give me your lovely turban. I'll swap it with mine. Get out your arms, and you, madam, put this caftan over your head. Shawl it or something. Make it look pleasant.
Get my arms out, and I start handing over the turban and I start undoing my corset. This feels like madness, but I'm just following what he says.
We can't just keep running. We need to try and leave quietly. And hopefully you suddenly having 4 arms look very different to the person they were chasing just a moment ago. She'll have a shawl on her head, and I'll have a different hat. I know it's not much, but improvisation.
Okay. The one with the highest infiltration could do the infiltration roll.
I believe that's me with 5, 6, 7, 8 dice.
Yeah, that's you.
And I will lead the way, leading out of this tent, and once again doing our best to not look too out of place. Of course, we're hurrying a little because everyone's doing that, but maybe no longer pelting full pace. Hopefully, this is going to work. Two successes.
Yeah, and as well as you are quite content with your disguise, you're also quite content that quite soon after you leave the tent, you find a quite large group that are moving out of the peddler's market. They look like a group of Dabarani merchants that are they're about 15 people. They're moving towards the port, and the young woman that are traveling with you are nodding quietly at it, and it seems that they are heading in the direction that she was hoping for.
And I've put down my kaftan in my bag, and all I am wearing now is the black wraps that I wrap around my body tightly. So it's that around my forearms, looking a bit like a lost spider. And you can smell the smell of skin cream that I always use quite strongly.
My disguise of all of us probably looks the worst, as all I've literally done is swap turbans. However, I of course am the one who actually can blend into the crowd the best, so I'm doing my best simply to not be seen, sort of hiding behind both the woman and Pig, and of course all these other people. I take in easy breaths. I'm used to this after all. I really hope they don't mess things up, as I try calmly to exit this area, hoping the guards overlook us now, looking, well, for the individuals who were running earlier.
Yeah, and you're leaving the peddler's markets and the Argonian food trucks that have been put up at the northern side of the market. And this Dabarani are changing course, and they are starting to head to a quite famous coffin hotel at your right, but the young woman is shaking her head and pointing at the other direction.
Alright.
You can also see that there's a lot of people outside the peddler's market looking in. They're not grasped what's happening in there, and some of them are interested. Just what's happening? You can also see other Coriolis Guards start to close in at your location, coming from the north.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to go this other direction. I will try and do my best to lead us in breaking off. Casually, calmly, we're just going. Let them go to the marketplace. Maybe we're still there.
So you're leaving the group?
Yes.
Yes, and you start to leave the group, and you see that when you are around 50 or maybe 100 meters from the peddler's market, 3 of the more heavily armed Coriolis Guards is leaving the market as well. But when they seize the other Coriolis Guards, they start to retreat into the peddler's market again. And this is clear to you, clear as daylight.
What are they doing?
Hopefully, scanning the perimeter and trying to find where we could be hiding in the marketplace. I think we're okay. We'll think about it in a minute. Let's keep walking. Come on, Big. Come on, madam. Whatever your name is.
And I look back and I look at them and I say to myself, yeah, I think you're right. I think those guards are avoiding those other guards.
I do actually nod at this, thinking that makes sense. Is it possible those Coriolis Guards weren't Coriolis Guards? Possible.
The woman is leading you through the crowd of people looking into the market, and you are crossing between different islands of people standing looking, and this is a large port and it's a large hangar, so some of the people now that you are looking at their vids, the vids are talking about what's happening in the peddlers market at the moment. So you moved quite a bit from the peddlers market, but it's still the same space, if you know what I mean. It's like a huge hangar, but you're so far from the peddlers market so that people are not even concerning moving towards the peddlers market. They're looking at their grids instead. And you can see some drones flying over your head and going towards the peddlers market, but you can roll an observation roll, the one with the highest score.
I believe my observation score would be 5.
I got 6.
Then it's your turn to roll, Pig.
Yeah, I see those drones swishing by. I'm thinking to myself, oh, that's the news, isn't it? I get a success.
You can tell that a lot of these drones are probably some of the bulletin drones, but some are security bots as well. One of the drones, you are quite certain that is following you.
Yeah, I'm relaying that. I think there's a drone after us.
I will pause for a moment and flip out my security tablet.
Yeah?
Any way I can maybe very, very quickly divert this drone. I don't want to hack a drone from here. That's difficult, but if I could just make it lose its path for a few seconds, that would do.
Yeah? You can disturb its signal, so it just be hanging in the air.
That'll do just fine.
Pig, do you point out the drone?
Yeah.
At a quick glance, you can see that this is not an ordinary bulletin drone. This is some higher class, maybe some military grade on the drone.
Ooh.
Do you have any bonuses from your equipment here, Carlo?
I believe my equipment only allows me to do these things as opposed to gives me a bonus for them.
Okay. Then it's a difficult roll, so you have to remove one of your dice.
One dice, yes. 1 success.
You make the drone or the drone driver have to reboot the system, so the drone is just hanging there. But you realize that just 1 success will give you 30 seconds up to 1 minute tops.
As I do that, I quickly remark to our lady friend, if you know a shortcut to where we need to go, it'd be a very good time to tell us.
Yeah. She points at 2 big fountains here with real water that is spurring, and she's rounding one of them, and she's pointing at the ventilation shack over the elevators that go vertical up in the station. It's a quite huge ventilation shack. The bars looks like around a circular form door. We can go in there, and we can use the ladders down to the deckhand central.
Good, and I very quickly head in that direction. We need to move quickly. The water's 30 seconds at best.
Some white smoke is pouring out of the ventilation shaft. It's a short climb, but there's no problem. You are doing this climb in a couple of seconds, but you have to force the bars open.
I quickly look to Pig and remark, "Get this open quickly, Pig, come on."
Okay. I kneel down and I try to force it open.
Do you have your tools with you?
Yeah, I got my advanced tools, yeah.
Then it's no problem. You can do a technology roll with +2 dice.
Oh, awesome. Three successes.
Yeah, you're doing it so good that you don't even leave a scratch. You're heating up the lock because you know that this is a T45 lock, and they are very vulnerable to heat, and then they click open, and you are pressing it, and you're closing it behind you, and it locks again.
Got it.
Thank you, but we have to go. We have to continue.
Yeah. Those guards, are they real guards? Why are they after you? Do they think you're dangerous? Why are they so heavily armed?
I don't know. I never had a problem with the guards. It's they showed up. Okay, let's head into. We have to continue talking.
Yeah. Sure.
I don't know why they showed up. They showed up a couple of days ago, but I managed to shake them off. But today there were more of them, and they used weapons. They shot at me.
Yes, well, as I say this as we're climbing down, luckily for you, it seems your guards aren't proper guards. Otherwise, I look towards Pig, we would be in serious trouble. Likely on the run from Coriolis very soon. But maybe we're okay. Maybe they want to keep this quiet. So, we're all good. Still gutsy throwing a, one of those boys at a Coriolis guard, Pig. You didn't know that yet, did you?
Well, I didn't know what to do. I mean, we had to find out where Farouq was.
True. Anyway, let's keep moving. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, and then we'll be all over the bulletin news.
Hopefully not, or at best, merely as some people who caused a ruckus in the bazaar by bashing open some snakes by mistake. That sort of crime.
Yeah, I guess.
My name is Althea, by the way, and thank you again. You get a closer look at her, and she got quite long brown hair and green, quite emerald-ish eyes. She wears some more simplified jewelry, talisman that resembles the cathedral of the mosque in the Lotus Quadrant, the Lotus Town. She looks like she's been skipping some meals the last segment.
Are you hungry? I think I might have something. And I look down into my bag. Do you wanna chilled falafel or something?
No, I'm fine. Thank you. After some climb, a couple of minutes climb, you're entering. It's not the basement, but it's the underground of the port, and here the light is more gloomier. It's have a more of a yellow reddish kind of light, and there's a lot of people. It's very hot, it's sweaty, it smells a lot of tobacco, a lot of sweat, of course, and you can see some sparks when some of the deckhands or some of the workers are doing repairs all over the place. You can also see some buildings down here, some of them that are built into the walls, but there's a big hub in the center of this open space, and you can immediately tell that no one from the upper class or the higher ranks in society have set his or her foot there in ages, maybe not ever. This place belongs to the deckhands, to the workers, to those who are affiliated with the Free League.
Yes, I would be familiar with this, or at least I should be familiar with this. Pig might be thinking that. I shall look curiously to Altea and say, interesting idea that you know people down here.
That's a long story. She's starting to walk into this the crowd. Some of them just hanging out, sharing a water pipe. Some of them resting from a hard night shift, drinking everything from sheep wine to heavily sugared out coffee. She knows her way around here. She nods at some of the people, and they are nodding back. And she's going to the south side of this huge hangar-like underdome, and she is climbing up one of the pillars, and under a bulkhead she had some kind of place that she seems to have some of her stuff and some of her. Actually, if you climb after her, it looks like she's living there. But if you look at her clothes, you couldn't tell that she's or had all of her stuff here.
As we walk through this place, I feel a bit relaxed, actually. I mean, it's not my kind of place, but it's just the heat somehow. Just that it's a bit warmer, it's a bit more moist, and it's another class of people, more workers. Something about all that just makes me relax a little bit, rather than the busy market with its other smells.
I, on the other hand, am mildly annoyed. Not entirely sure I'm enjoying this. We're having a nice drink. Now, we've got ourselves into some problems. And even though they weren't proper Coriolis Guard, it seems, this is still too close to home. Don't like problems on my doorstep, or at least where I like to mainly have my doorstep anyway.
She's pulling out some form of. You think it's a wine bottle, and from one of her satchels, she's pulling out 3 different designed glasses, and she pours wine in all of those. And she takes one. She raises it and says "Salute," and she takes a sip.
Salute. And I drink as well.
I say salute and sort of lean against the wall. Relaxing a little now, I'm pretty sure, for now, we're safe again. So at this point, I turn to her and say, okay, let's go slowly, no need to talk too much at once. Let's focus on one thing at a time. First of all, how do you know Farouq?
I don't know him, but Aisha do.
Okay. So, Aisha.
I frown a little and play with my glass and just look at Pig.
Yeah. Where do we start? Where do you think they've taken her, and who has taken her?
I don't know. Me and Aisha met at the student rally 3 or 4 segments ago. We're both students. We study law. We met up at this rally, and after the rally we had some coffee and with some other like-minded, and we hanged out ever since. But a couple of days ago, maybe Aisha disappeared.
She just disappeared. No trace or nothing.
Yeah, no trace of nothing. I went to her apartment in the student block, but I couldn't find her. And that's when the Coriolis Guards showed up. The first time.
Did you meet them at her apartment? Is that where they came?
Outside of the student block.
Well, there have been lots of these student protests. I've been seeing it on the news. So are they trying to crack down on things now, you think?
Maybe.
I'm playing around with my glass as Pig and the ladies speak. A lot of thoughts go through my head. Mainly, number 1, it has to be her. Damn it. And number 2, what on earth is she doing at rallies, stupid girl? And this is all kind of internal as I'm just sort of taking a very, very stiff drink.
Okay, so you don't know where she is, and when you showed up at her place, they wanted to get you too. Is there any way we can find out about this? Some kind of search? Some kind of information station or hack?
Down here there's not so much of the Coriolian internet. But you can use your communicator.
Do I see Pig look like he's about to start searching for things on his communicator?
No, I just sit there and I nod and I drink.
Then in that case, yeah, I just nod and do nothing. I then, after a pause, say, "Why exactly is your friend?" And I look quite pointedly at this woman and then at Pig and back at her. "Your friend, why are you at rallies? What are you doing at these rallies exactly?"
We were talking about the workload of the QN worker.
Working class.
Yeah, the working class. Of course, they got a heavy workload, don't they?
I look very incredulous at this woman. Is she telling the truth?
Hardly. She probably don't know what she's talking about.
I looked at Pig. I wonder what they're thinking.
If you can use manipulate, you can try to drag some of the information out of there.
On the contrary, I'm going to smile and say, "Wonderful, you, yes, care about the workers," thinking in my mind, what on Coriolis would I should be caring about the workforce of Kua? And I sort of let the conversation stop and see what Pig's going to say.
Yeah, and you see that I obviously am buying everything she says. I'm horrible at reading people and trying to things like that, so I'm just, you just see me sitting there nodding, thinking and agreeing with her that it's a bit strange that they were caring about cracking down on people who are just doing some standard protests, I guess, for what this place is. So what do you think we should do? I mean, You gonna just hide out down here now?
I don't know. I don't have anywhere to go. I don't dare to go back to my place in the student blocks, and I don't know where to. If I dare to go back to. This morning I went to the student block to check out Aisha's, and then the Coriolis Guards showed up again and they hunted me. Then I ran into you guys, and Aisha, and she looks at you, Carlos, and Aisha had told me so much about you, and she said that you were going to come back to the station, and she said if anything ever get wrong, I should talk to either Farouq or you.
What?
I'm so happy to see you, Carlo.
How do you know this Aisha, Carlo?
I sort of take a drink, and I nod to myself and think, alright, let's see how this goes. Yeah, Big. I do, yeah, it's someone someone I know, obviously Free League, you know my father was a Free League captain, that's my story, and, you meet a lot of people. Yeah, Aisha's someone I know.
You've not been sleeping with her, have you?
No, no, of course not, no, she's just a friend.
Okay.
Although, as I say that, I look at Atea.
Yeah, and she's looking very puzzled when Pig asked you the question.
Okay, so, you know that, and, well, do you think... I'm kind of confused here. Do you know why she'd be taken, or so what?
I don't, and I especially don't know, looking at Atea, why she knows Farouq. What did she say about Farouq?
Aisha said that Farouq and her joined up at one of these rallies maybe half cycle ago, before I met her. And
Half a cycle ago? What were we doing half a cycle ago?
it was probably just before the Ghazali incident.
Yeah, so that was that before Farouq was recruited to the Red Moon, or?
Yeah.
Okay, so I wouldn't know anything about that.
I look a little troubled. I then smile and say, that's interesting. Farouq never mentioned that he, knew Aisha. What an amazing coincidence. I'm thinking to myself, I knew Farouq was crafty. What does he actually know? We'll have to deal with that later. Alright. I don't know where Aisha, has been lately. Where do you live? You live in some apartments near the, universities?
Yeah. I live in the student block, as well as some blocks away from where Aisha had her apartment. She told me a segment ago that she was meeting someone from another rally called Aram.
Aram? Who's this Aram?
I never met him, but she thought that he was very important to get acquainted with.
To talk about workers' rights and stuff.
Yeah. Freedom
Yeah, okay.
and equality and brotherhood.
Oh, shit, this is not... Yeah. I'm drinking more of the wine.
And she's pouring more wine to you. If you
I'm drinking it. I seem very out of sorts. Pig might even be noticing this now. I normally am quite detached a lot of the time, especially on the Ghazales. This seems to be agitating me a lot, this matter.
I have pulled out one of my friend bots and started playing with it idly as we're talking using two of my hands for that and one other hand to hold the glass of wine. And I look at you, Carlo, while I'm doing this, and I say, yeah, I suppose it is a funny coincidence that you and Farouq knew the same people. But, hey, I guess you guys, did you go to university and stuff? Did you study and stuff?
Well, you know I did a little. Free League education was needed to, one day I was supposed to take after my father, wasn't I? And pilot the old ship. Why else do you think I'm such a good pilot? Well, average pilot, I suppose. I think I'm good. Anyway, yes, but not obviously those sort of universities. Only the really wealthy and influential go to places like that, Pig.
Yeah, and you're just a Free League guy.
Yes.
So why didn't you do that anyway?
Yes, just a Free League guy living on the conglomerate, at least when I was a kid. Then I was raised here. Anyway, enough about me. I'm boring.
Why did you escape, though? Why did you stop doing that stuff?
I told you this, remember? And I sort of tapped my head. Dad's dead. Need to find a new job. I've got some other family they can deal with, that sort of thing. I'm better off on my own.
But that doesn't add up. Aisha said that you're not from the conglomerate. She said that you're from the...
I go over and give her a hug and go, yes, no, I know, Aisha. She liked to call it a silly little nickname, didn't she? But it's not important where I'm from. You know that. What's important is what were you doing with Aisha? Come on, let's be serious for a moment.
And now I'm finally starting to catch up about this whole situation. Now it's slowly making me react, and I'm looking at you kind of more and more weirdly, and I'm saying, wait, what's going on here? Something's wrong. What are you saying? Altea, what are you saying?
Aisha is Carlo's sister. Haven't you told them, Carlo?
What? You got a sister? Is this true, Carlo?
I will frown a little and internally think, well, half-truths are better than the full truth if you can't get away with a lie. Yes, Aisha is my sister. I said I had some family. Just, they're normally back on Kua or somewhere else. I'm very surprised that she's involved in all this, to be honest with you. But yes.
Yeah, but why don't you care about her? Aren't you worried?
Well, obviously I am, Pig.
I mean, one would think you'd be more worried about your sister than you would be about Farouq. But I guess I can't blame you if you left that behind. I mean, I don't want to pry and stuff.
Yes, no, good idea. And I kind of sigh, and I'll go, how about we speak less about that sort of thing, Altea? Yes, he knows. She's my sister. I know that. I was, I just didn't think it was important mentioning, but now we've mentioned it, it's out there. Great. She's my sister. Now, what the hell have you been doing with her?
Me?
Yes.
I haven't done...
Why the hell is she at rallies? She should be... I look at Pig again. Worried about making a life for herself now that father's dead. I look at her very pointedly at this. And why is she... What are you up to? Come on. I've spilled some beans. You're not after workers' rights. She definitely wouldn't care about that.
She's sick, okay? She got it. I got it.
You're sick.
We are one of those.
I look confused and worried.
Wait. Do you mean what they've been talking about on the news?
Yes. Yes. We are those. We are the plague of the third horizon, the mystics, the heralds of doom, all that.
Oh shit. And I look at my cup and I'm putting it down. Oh no, I touched your stuff.
So you don't catch it like that, Pig. I do look a little flustered. My immediate thought is what this means for Aisha. How will she be used now? This is not how things are supposed to go for her. And I swear, mentally, and I take a deep breath. How long has... how did it even happen? I don't know how it happens. How do you know?
My background is fussy, but I can move things. I can move things with thought, but I have to concentrate, and I cannot control it. And for Aisha, she can see things. She can hear thoughts. She can, and it's as for me and as for her, it started a cycle ago. At the same time when the Emissary started arriving.
I'm folding both my pair of arms. Yeah, right, you can move things with your mind. What are you, some kind of circus person? Are you some kind of tricks person?
But I cannot control it. I cannot prove it to you, but I did some. When I'm getting angry, frustrated, I had to put it down in the darkness of my soul today, because I was so afraid I would let it out today in the markets.
And do you think Farouq has got something like this too?
I have killed people. I killed a lot of people because I can't control these powers.
What did Aisha do?
Like I said, she can hear thoughts.
But is she in the same situation as you? Has she killed people?
No, and I didn't mean to kill those people. It was an accident. I was so frustrated. I was so nervous. I was so frustrated, and the balcony just snapped, and all those standing there they were laughing at me and snapped, and they fell to their death. And she starts to cry.
All right, calm down.
I didn't mean to kill anyone.
Down. I know. No, we don't care you killed people. I've killed people. Pigs killed people. It's fine. It's
Hey, I'm sure that wasn't you. You know, buildings can break. How do you? Balconies fall down, stuff breaks, people die all the time everywhere. I'm sure that wasn't you.
Yeah, but it ruined my life, and it's ruined. I've been on the run since, but I got a scholarship from, and I started to study, and I met Aisha, and she told me that law, we should study law together, and because maybe we can do something different with all this getting rights or some kind of loophole that could save us from all that's happening. Have you watched the vids? They're burning people in the streets, for they suspect them to have these powers. People
Who
are
knows?
stoned in down at Cuba.
Who knows that Aisha is like you? Obviously, you're saying you made a big display of it, and obviously you live here and you've been having a hard life, but who knows about Aisha?
Farouq, obviously.
Farouq knows.
Farouq got it as well.
Wait, what?
Aisha told me. He's sick as well.
Farouq?
Yeah.
He can do stuff.
I don't know what he can do, but Aisha said but he can control it very well.
Well, have you been considering just going to the circle of seekers?
No, I cannot tell anyone. I told you, but that's because I know that Aisha is close to you. We cannot get help from the circle of seekers. As always, when they meet something new, they have to meditate about it for cycles. Then they come.
But it said that the seekers have some kind of mystical powers as well, but they are can control them.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe Maybe some seeker somewhere can control, but I cannot control my powers.
Okay.
I heard that the sanatorium maybe can help me, but because I got this strange dream. But I don't know. This Aram fellow, he had it too, and Aisha started to make contact with him, and or was it the other way around? That's when she said that she was going to meet him. Then that was the last time I saw her.
I scratch my beard and help myself to another drink. I drink the whole thing quickly. Probably getting a little lightheaded now. I'll put it down and I'll go, okay. We need to find my sister. Right, okay, wonderful, brilliant. Ugh. Maybe...
I'm trying to think, like, have I heard anything on the news where they're taking everyone?
No. You haven't heard anything on the news. You heard that there's been some mobs putting people to death by burning, by hanging. But you don't know if they even was tainted with the darkness between the stars.
Yeah. For me, this is all kind of very strange and something that don't really want to believe in or want to keep away from, but I still feel what we owe it to find Farouq. I'm not sure this is true what she's saying about him, but if it'll help us, if it'll help him, then yeah, maybe we'll want to do this. And I look at Carlo and I say, yeah, okay, so yeah, we can find your sister, and maybe then we'll find Farouq and we can get out of here.
Yes, well, we need to do more than that. We need to not only get out of here, but Aisha needs to get back to my family. I have some brothers. She should be with them. Yes, so we need to get her out of the situation. And you, Altair, I suppose you can... Where are you going?
I don't know. I don't have any plans. I don't have any bird that can take me. I'm not from a well-renowned or wealthy family. I got.
Well, neither am I. And I kind of sidearm her a little and go, but I tell you what, if you just stop talking about that sort of thing, I'm sure Aisha would want you to be safe as well. So you can maybe tag along in some form, I guess, or not. Maybe not actually, because you'll probably get us caught again. But keep in contact.
Okay, I can stay here, I guess. A couple of... Yeah.
Alright.
Do you have a communicator?
No. I saw... I was looking for Aisha's communicator at her room, but it was gone.
Where's her room?
Student block 6B.
Okay. Think it might help if we have a look there.
Yeah, I was going there and look, but when I went to her apartment, the Coriolis Guard showed up and I had to run.
Well, they're not gonna be looking for us there anyway.
No.
Unless you got something you wanna tell me, Carlo.
No, they shouldn't be looking for us. However, a few things.
You ain't got no weird, like, mystic stuff going on, do you?
I most certainly do not. I would let you know. However, a few things. Number one, if we go to my sister's apartment or living space, do you think, Altair, that will give us some way of getting into contact with this Aram? He might know where she is. If she's not just been taken, maybe her and Farouq have gone somewhere with him. Farouq, after all, is clever. I was wondering earlier, Pig, what might have happened to our employer, and I'm thinking, maybe the sly fox is in on all this. Maybe he's gone off with my sister somewhere to protect her and himself.
Oh, you think?
Maybe. So if we can maybe find Ram, maybe he'll know where they are.
I think that Aisha was going to meet the Ram Ozone Square at the Alsaids. Oporia. I'm not sure, but maybe.
Huh.
Well,
Yeah. Okay. What did you say it was called again?
Alsaids.
alright. Maybe we try and head there. Although, wait, how do we even know what this man looks like? How could we possibly contact him? He won't be looking for us. Or will he?
I don't know. I think that I heard that he was eager to meet me as well, but I cannot tell. I think he was in my age, in Aisha's age.
Eager to meet you.
Yeah, Aisha told she met him a couple of times.
Well, what do you say, Pig? Is it worth trying to bring her along? She might cause trouble, but at the same time, she might be a quicker way of getting him to come to us.
Yeah, I'll just stay away from any balconies, I say, looking quite snide.
Alright then.
She is looking really ashamed when you mentioned that.
Now, Pig, go easy on her. You'll hardly want to talk.
Yeah, I guess. But this is stupid. I don't believe in this crap.
Well, did it occur to you that whether you believe in it or not, lots of people do, and my sister apparently is being hunted by them. And understandably, I'm quite upset, yes?
Yeah. And I guess if there's military drones and heavily armed guards, at least that says some part of this is quite serious.
Yes. Alright then, I suppose it's settled.
Is your sister a piece of crap too? I try to joke now.
I kind of narrow my eyes for a moment, but then I kind of get that it's a joke. And I go, if by piece of crap you mean superior Zenithian class, then yes. Of course, she is.
I smile a bit and I cradle my glass of wine once again and I have another sip.
As Pig has this sip, I kind of draw Altair to the side slightly, saying,
Alright, let's head out in a moment, but I just want to check one thing with Altair. A private matter, Pig. Will only be a second.
Yeah, and I start pack my things up and I start climbing out of there so you can talk.
Right. First of all, Altair, thank you for all the wonderful information you've been so happily spilling out. Now, number one, Aisha called me Carlo when she told you about me, yes?
Yeah, aren't you Carlo? She starts looking even more afraid.
I am Carlo. Carlo Solar. And that's what we're going to keep calling me, okay? It's fine. Internally, I'm thinking to myself, how did she know that one? Number two. I'm guessing you are aware of my actual family, yes?
I know that you're not raised in the conglomerate.
No, I wasn't.
But I don't know so much. She said that you're from Zenithian blood, and if you're from Zenithian blood and she didn't have a scholarship and she could easily pick any course or any kind of program that she wanted to study. That means that you were quite well funded.
So she is only going by the name Aisha,
Yeah, Aisha.
not anything else. Right. Good. Okay, listen, things will be a lot simpler if for now, yes, Pig knows she's my sister. That's the truth, obviously. But let's just leave it there. No need to worry about details like that. You get my meaning? I'm sure Aisha probably told you herself that discretion is a good thing in this scenario, yes?
Yeah, but she also told me that she wanted to cast off her bonds of her past and want to be her.
She did?
Yeah.
Why would she say that?
Is it something wrong with that?
Not necessarily. It's simply that she might not exactly have that choice, especially now. Damn it. Okay, well, thank you. But again, for now, let's just talk less about us. Yes, I am Carlo. She's my sister. Yes?
Yeah, of course, Carlo.
Good. Honestly, I'm not trying to be deceptive here. Actually, it's better for us all, alright? Better for us all.
Yeah, whatever you say.
Good. Alright, thank you. I'm gonna try and help you. I'm definitely gonna try and help my sister. You did make the right decision, but it's just things, well, actually, they are pretty damn serious. But they could even be more serious. And with that, I shall nod and leave this conversation and go out to call for Pig. Things have gotten complicated. This was not part of the plan. First of all, Farouq chooses to go missing at the worst possible moment, and now my sister is involved in... I don't even know what. A mystic. It can't be true. But I don't see why this woman would lie about such a thing. At least Aisha had the sense to not reveal everything about us. Although I wonder how much the captain knows. How much has he known this whole time? I would say I underestimated the man, but at the same time I've always thought there was something more to him than meets the eye. It's probably why I chose to work for him in the first place. Hig is suspicious as well now. This is all getting very complicated. I can still make it work. I just need to find my sister, find Farouq, and get us all out of Coriolis. Something big is going on here, and I have no interest in getting involved. Of course, I bet I won't end up having a choice. What have you gotten us into, Aisha? This is Red Moon roleplaying.
I climb out of the little place that Altea had set up for her, and I want to give her and Carlo some privacy, so I go out and I look around. Is there any of these people that are working on things? Like you said they were welding stuff and...
Yeah, you are in the culverts under the spaceport, and at the same time they're doing some kind of repair work on the culverts. They're also doing some welding for fixing their own equipment as spacesuits, exos, but also, like you, doing some kind of virtual intelligent toys, some spider bots.
Oh.
It's catching on, really. It's a hobby for some deckhands and some hard-working space miners to have some bot friends, because out in space, between the darkness between the stars, it can get really lonely.
Yeah, and it's a really fun thing to sort of see these things come alive from you just building them and putting them together. It's it's a grown man's toys, or woman, or non-binary if you're that like me. Well, anyways, I was looking around, and is there anyone doing something close to me that's something that I can relate to, that I think that I could do better, perhaps?
Yeah, you see two women are working welding on an exosuit, a quite old exosuit, and you see some chief engineering giving them orders, but they're not really paying attention to him. He looks really nervous, and they are just they're frowning and they're laughing at him behind his back, and they're really not doing their job right.
It's something about this that just ticks me. It's just I get really angry all of a sudden. I walk over to them and I said, "No, that's not the way you do it." And I try to take the welding torch from one of them.
Hey, what are you doing?
Hey,
Who are you?
You're not
Don't
supposed to
touch the
do it. I
torch.
try to push her away and try to do it myself.
Hey! Let go of the welding torch.
No, this is how you do it, okay? And I start trying to weld this thing together, and I feel really frustrated. And I tell her, why did he say that if he didn't have if he had a sister? I don't get it.
Hey, what are you talking about?
And I turn back and I start trying to weld this thing. And I use two of my arms to try to push her away as I do it.
Hey, freak! Let go of the torch.
Well, screw you! I was trying to help, and I throw it on the floor. And I just go out there and I throw my arms up in the air and I go back to pick up my bag and I pace back and forth while I'm waiting for Carlo to come back.
Crazy. The foreman is trying to gain control of the situation. Now. They can't continue with the exosuit. I will talk to this man. This foreman. He is quite short, quite with a quite slim body frame. Hello, Saib. How are you doing?
And I whip around to look at him and I cross my arms and I was like, yeah, do you see what they were doing? They were doing it all wrong. They were trying to stick pieces together. Those metals don't work well.
I didn't notice. I didn't realize that. Are you okay? You seem upset.
Why did he say that? I mean, it's like I'm talking to him, but at the same time I'm not really talking to him. I knew, I thought I could, we were trusting each other, we're buddies and stuff.
Have something happened to you? You look shaky and you smell like... Is that wine stains on your clothes?
And I look down and I just, damn it, and I rub it off, try to, never mind. I'm sorry if I distracted your work.
That's okay. Here, down here in the Deccan Central, we can be what we can be, right? You get upset sometimes. I'm also I got a sister that gets upset when it closes to the new cycle.
Yeah.
It's time for repentance, and it's time to think through what the cycles have brought us, what the icons have brought us, and what you have brought to icons. It's normal to feel regret. It is only a couple of days.
You got a sister, yeah?
Yeah. She's working at I think it's in the Dabaran cycle.
Yeah.
She's a second pilot of I think it's the Moharim.
Well, that's cool. Moharim is that's pretty cool actually. Well,
yeah, it's a good big star cruiser, but she cannot go through the Tuan system since the Ghazali incident, so I think she's stranded at...
I heard that some of the mechanical systems were getting kind of dated on that one.
Yes, maybe. Is it?
I don't know.
Should I be worried?
No, probably not. I mean, that's all news. That's just what they were saying, when I was trying to get on board of a few different places. Just mechanical stuff.
Yeah. It's a classic. The Moharim is a classic, of course. But I think...
it's probably reliable, It's... Hey, man, thanks, man. Thanks. I appreciate you talking to me and stuff. I don't know. I was just, a friend was, I just discovered stuff, and it's weird.
Yeah. But you should talk to him or her. Try to talk it out.
Yeah.
Here. He gives you a small trinket. It's a talisman. You recognize it's from the Amido system. Here. For the traveler.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I got it from one of my deckhands.
That's nice.
And I used it, and it brought me peace. And here I give it to you. Maybe you can find peace with it as well. At the end of the cycle.
I take it up and I look at it. What does it look?
It's pieces of 8, like a 8-corned coin with the traveler's insignia on one side and the Third Horizon star system carved in the back.
It's quite elaborate. Huh.
Yeah.
I look really grateful and I nod to him. Thanks.
No worries. No worries.
Can I help you with anything before I go? I might have upset your crew, but I'm pretty good with stuff.
It's okay. He pats you on the shoulder. Have a good end cycle. Take care.
Thanks, you too. And I look down at the talisman and I... Okay, this is nice. And is it like a necklace or something that I just...
Yeah, it's a necklace. It's around maybe 4 centimeters in diameters. So it's a small amulet kind of shape, 8-cornered.
Huh. That's cool.
And you know, it's quite a simple trinket. They sell it in the markets.
Yeah, pretty common, I guess.
Yeah.
I just don't buy these things myself, so having it given to me, it's a nice thing. I put it on and I kind of put it under my my black wraps that I have on me, and I sit down and I give a prayer to the deckhand that he be with me now. I haven't talked to him in quite a while because things have been so bad and I lost faith. But maybe if we just find Farouq, I'm sure everything will be fine. So please be with me and please keep all the floors stable around me, keep the engines working, and I'll do my best to be at his service when I can.
This really makes you feel some form of peace in your chaos. It appears as a cornerstone for your stress, and you hang on to it, and you feel that your stress level are decreasing.
I linger in that feeling while I wait for Carlo to finish up his talk with Althea.
Yeah. You're stressing down. Carlo, you hear that something is happening outside, but you are in a conversation with Althea.
Indeed, although as I finish it up, I'll then start heading out of the little house we were in and start looking around for Pig, trying to motion for them to follow.
You notice Pig sitting on some form of metal plastic containers, cradling something. You think that is a talisman?
Well, I think that's wonderful. I guess Pig must have found that somewhere, but I don't really have time to be concerned about that. I walk over to them and I say, right, okay, we've had some time to think.
Yeah.
Let's get a move on. We're gonna go find this Aram somehow, and then we're gonna find out how to find Farouq, and then we'll find my sister, and then we're all gonna get out of Coriolis for a while. It's gonna be dandy. It's gonna be wonderful. So let's just get going.
Yeah. Right, so were we gonna bring her with us? He wanted to meet her, right? This Aram.
Althea does have to come with us, yes. It's better that she sticks with us for now. We can't have her being captured or wandering off and getting taken by whoever's currently going to be trying and getting us. The good news is, I don't think it's the actual Coriolis Guard, so I think we might be okay, as long as we're subtle about it, to take some nice quick transport straight to, where were we going again? Somewhere in the promenade.
It depends. Where are you going to start searching for Aisha?
Well, I'm not 100% sure what would be the best method to start with. We could go to her place and maybe find some information that even you don't know, Althea. Maybe that's actually a better idea. Where was she living again? The university. You said there was some places she...
Yeah, the student blocks.
Well,
Okay.
we can go there maybe first. After all, they probably won't be watching. Why would they be expecting people to go to her home when she's no longer there?
Yeah, I guess. Unless they're watching for, similar people with similar conditions. Well, you did say about outside Zaporia that Aram might be there, and he might have an idea where Aisha is as well. Though I understand if you want to see the place where your sister's been to, perhaps. Maybe it's...
Well, my thinking, Pig, is that maybe we can find something out there first that will help us even find Aram. He wanted to meet you, Altair, at some point. It's not too specific, is it?
No, Aisha said that I should meet up with him, that he was really comforting talking about the conditions, but I don't really know.
So you don't know how he looks or anything?
About my age, he's quite young.
But you wouldn't recognize him if you saw him?
No, I wouldn't. I saw a glimpse of him in a vid when they were talking. Short hair.
Okay.
Short dark hair. Small frame.
Well, if you've seen him in a vid, you know how he looks, right? Then you can, if he's...
It was a glimpse.
Well, okay, let's do what you say then, Carlo. Let's go to your sister's apartment.
We'll go there and see if there's anything useful we can find. Then, hopefully that will give us something more to then go and find this mysterious Aram fellow, who hopefully can solve all our problems. I smile in a very sarcastic manner.
Should I really accompany you on this? Shouldn't you go by yourself? The guards have seen my face and they are looking for me.
Well, the question is, do you think you can be safe here while we go and do this first thing? You're definitely coming with us to meet Aram.
Yeah, I think it's better because, as I told you, I was going. The guard showed up when I was going to your sister's quarters.
That's a good
They
point.
showed up outside the student.
All right, Altair, what we'll do is you can stay here. Look, and I quickly give her a little bit of information. I say, here's a way of contacting me on my data pad that I have on me normally at all times. I can contact you as well. Have you got anything like a communicator?
The communicators doesn't work down here. That's the thing about the Deckhand Central. But I can climb up the ladders and call you from the port, from the spaceport.
All right. Well, give us some time, and then we'll call you, and hopefully we'll be done by then. We'll come back here, and you can then maybe it's better if all of us just agree to meet up at the Aram location.
Yeah, in a few hours or so.
In a watch, then it's a watch is 4 hours. Shall we meet in a watch?
Yes.
Yeah, let's meet in a watch. Can I have my caftan back if you're not gonna?
No, yeah, of course. Sorry. This is quite embarrassing taking it off. Sorry, I didn't realize I still got it on me. Sorry.
I take it and I hand back Carlo his turban, waiting to get mine as well.
Yes, I swapped back the turbans, and I say to Altair, I would of course recommend that you still stay in some sort of disguise. Don't want to be walking around completely out in the open.
I got friends here. I can trade some new clothing, a hood maybe.
Yeah.
Another pair of clothes. This fancy clothes isn't my type of clothes anyway. She smiles a bit nervously.
With that, I give a firm nod, and I start walking off, saying, "Come on, Pig. Time waits for no one."
And I nod and I pick up my bag and I start following you.
As we draw some distance away from Altair, I do whisper to Pig, "To be honest, at least for now, we have some time to ourselves. Probably better."
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, if people know her and looking for her, then they probably, if they would be around the student block, then know her for sure.
I simply nod to this and give my nose a bit of a pinch. I probably seem like I'm quite calm now, but internally I'm actually quite on edge. This whole situation is very irritating. But at least we have some sort of plan now. That does always make me feel a little better.
Yeah, no, so I just follow along, and you're probably in your own mind now, but if you would look, you would see me seeming quite calm, a bit watery in my eyes, but I'm just following along and seem to be on it, in a way.
Which is good, because I don't notice. I'm far too concerned with our current path and how quickly and efficiently we can get it done and get out of Coriolis. Something's going on, and I don't want any part of it. And I definitely don't want my sister involved in it either.
When you are emerging from the deckhand central in the depths, the belly of the spaceport, you starting to get signal for your communicators. Down in the deckhand central, it had probably been so much disturbance, and you are surrounded by a lot of electronic devices, and as well a quite thick layer of steel and rubber. So the signals are not getting through to the communicators. But when you are starting to emerge, you are both more or less at the same time receiving a vid message. And
What's this?
you're stopping at one of the platforms and reaching for your communicators and hearing the message. So the message says,
I'm truly sorry for leaving you without any notice. In the midst of it all, I was contacted by a dear friend that has gotten herself in a very troublesome situation, and my aid was needed elsewhere. I trust you managed to get out properly and that you are safe. At the moment, I am at a safe place with people I trust, so there's no need to launch a drastic rescue mission. As soon as I can, I will join you on the Red Moon again. There are things happening that I cannot tell you, and I ask you to have patience with me. All will be explained. And, Carlo, I'm truly sorry for all this. May the icons watch over us all.
I watched it end, and then I just raised my eyebrows, which I don't have. Okay. So he's safe.
Apparently. Not entirely sure how this is supposed to help us. I guess...
So he is with someone that needed his help. Okay, but what does that mean? Should we just go and wait by the Oh yeah, your sister, right.
Well, if I were to interpret this as best I can, maybe he's telling us to not worry so much about himself, but simply to wait for us to get back to him. He, of course, probably doesn't know that we are already investigating his whereabouts. Therefore, I'm still going to go and find out where in the name of the icons my sister is, and we'll go from there. I guess he'll be fine.
So you say, Rafik? Do you want me to tag along or what?
Of course, what else are you going to do? Just wait at the ship until this all blows over big?
I could, if you didn't want me around. I don't know. Maybe this is personal for you and stuff. I was thinking if you wanted to keep this to yourself and stuff, maybe you didn't want me there. And I look a bit beaten.
I kind of sigh a little and I say, no, it won't be necessary. We're looking for my sister. You know I have a sister. Nothing wrong with you knowing that. Let's just keep it simple, yes? We know Farouq is apparently fine. That could change, but for now, let's still focus on what we were doing. We're trying to find this Aram fellow. Maybe Aram will know where both Farouq and my sister are, so that's a double win. let's focus on that for now and stay together.
Okay. And I try to cheer up. Yeah. And I think to myself, yeah, sure, I'm gonna help him. If he's in trouble, he's probably upset and stuff. I mean, I was upset, but probably worse for him if it's his sister. I better do this. And I look up and I just nod. Okay, so, yeah, to the student blocks then?
Yes. Just a second. At this point, I take a moment just to step aside and start sending, now we've got communication again, a little message to someone. I'm not sure I'm expecting a response straight away, but it's been sent, and I'll be checking to make sure that I get a response anytime soon.
Yes, and you saw that they received it.
And while he does that, I'm just standing there, waiting. I'm looking around. What's going on around me?
Yeah, you're at one of the entrance or exits at the spaceport, and you're at another side. This is a huge spaceport, but you flicking through the vids and see if there's been any news about what happened in the peddlers market.
Yeah.
And the message that is communicated, it doesn't add up. Because on one news feed, they say that the shootings in the peddlers market was Ordanian separatists that were aiming to plant some kind of bomb in the spaceport, but they were stopped by the Coriolis Guards. But another vid channel says that it was nomads, insurgents, that were planning to kidnap a high chief of the Nomadian society. So two different messages are communicated in two different vid channels.
And as Carlo finishes up his message and comes back, I'll relay this and I say, well, this is weird. Obviously the different channels are trying to send different messages. Is that like they're trying to cover something up?
You don't say! I sort of laugh a little.
Huh. Well, what do you have any idea what these guards are? Or, I mean, if they are, they're probably not real guards, right?
No, Pig. Basically, my theory is that there's some group that want to look like the Coriolis Guard so they can do whatever they wish. Now, I don't need to tell you that there's multiple people who could be doing that.
Yeah, of course.
Most of them unpleasant.
But these ones seem to have a particular interest in these...
Mystics.
Well, people like your sister.
Well, for now, let's just focus on getting to my sister's apartments and see what we can get there. I say we take a nice, easy route there. No need to go crazy now. I'm tired of running for today anyway.
Carlo, you can roll a culture roll if you have the skill.
I do not.
Oof. Then you can roll an empathy roll with no bonuses.
1 success.
Ah, great. These different vids, they are affiliated with different factions in the Council of the Factions. But because you're not properly trained in media communication, you don't really remember what these different channels, which faction they are affiliated with.
No, that was always something I should have paid more attention to, but never could quite remember.
You don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand that there's some kind of cover-up.
Of course.
And this is quite common in Coriolis, that the factions are blaming their enemies in the council or their enemies in different system. But here is real clear that the council haven't agreed on a story. Everybody's throwing basically shit at each other and hope that it sticks.
I shall mention to Pig as we start making our way. My theory is that whatever's going on is quite high up. This isn't just some little criminal group. Something's going on in Coriolis. Something big, involving a lot of important people. And I, for one, always like to let the important people do whatever they like and be far away from it, if you get my meaning.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So, on a more personal level then, we're just gonna find our friends and get out of this mess, I guess. Maybe we can go back to smuggling stuff again?
Something like that. We'll see. We'll be free people, my friend. Free people. We've got our ship. That was the plan anyway. It's just been complicated a little. But complications are part of life, I guess, so we just gotta roll with them, deal with them, efficiently, effectively, and then we'll be out of here. We'll be fine. Farouq, as he said, it's fine. We're both still fine. And my sister and her little friend will be fine as well.
You see me listen to you very intently, like a little dog trying to just listen to its owner and be content.
And I seem quite pleased with your reaction, even if internally I'm maybe not as quite confident as I sound.
Okay, great.
Okay. Then you are leaving the spaceport and you are entering the ring. It's well known where the student quarter is. It's close to the academy and it's in the ring. You can either take the tube. It's a circle line that's going all in the ring of the Coriolis. You've got two parallel tubes that are going every other minute. But you can also take a rickshaw if you want to go through the promenade, or you can take a shuttle if you want to go outside of the Coriolis. It's the fastest but the most expensive route.
I would say I want to go for the tube. Medium expense, but also speedy.
Yeah. Then you go into a tube station. A ticket to the academy is free birth.
That's fine, I pay that.
A person.
Okay.
And I settle comfortably onto the tube itself, taking a moment to just look over the people, but I hopefully am expecting this to be a nice simple journey straight to the student block.
Yeah. And at the tube, there you are getting the news feed of the shooting in the peddlers market, and they're still blaming this. You enter the tube that was financed by you don't really know which faction, but this tube they are blaming on Normandian insurgents, nomads, and the talk is also about some people disappearing, and they are asking themselves, is this connected? The nomads kidnapping decent citizens of the Coriolis. This nomad from the Outer Rim.
As I'm watching the news feed, I do just lean over to Pig, and I'm seeming a little more relaxed now we're once again in a safe situation. I laugh and I say, you know, Pig, in a way, this is all very good for you. After all, if they were Coriolis Guard, you totally threw something at them. That was actually pretty gutsy.
Yeah. I guess that's a good thing then. That well, whatever they were, they're not gonna come after me.
I do, though, watch some of the news feed, curious to see if actually there is any footage of what happened beyond just crowd panic. Is there any glimpses of the suspects?
No, because the video feeds are quite new. Do you remember you saw some drones flying over in the port? And they were taking a lot of pictures, and you don't know if they have processed the picture yet, but it's been just maybe 2 hours since the shooting in the Peddlers Market.
Well, it looks, Pig, as if they don't have us on video at least.
Yeah.
Or if they do, it should be in silly disguises. So hopefully for now we're fine. After all, technically it wasn't us they were after.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, not the big ones anyway. You did take out that one drone. I mean, that was good too.
Yes, thank you. Alright, and at this I just sort of try and relax, try and center myself, get the plan going as we wait for this tube ride to hopefully finish without incident.
So, as you settle down, I, with bad timing, start talking again. So, how old is she? Your sister, how old is she? Are you like the same age, or is she like much younger or older sister?
You notice me frown ever so slightly, and I simply remark, she's a little younger than me.
Is your big brother, Carlo?
Yes.
You got any more siblings?
Yes. I've mentioned before that I still had some family.
Yeah, you said that. You said a bit of family, but do you not think that any one of those are gonna look for her as well? Do you not want to, like, talk to them? I mean, sorry, I don't want to pry again. It's just we're not gonna run into something else,
No,
do you think?
I get what you mean. It's fine. I don't actually know where any of them are. Remember, once my older brothers took over the ship for the Free League with my father and gone, they just go around doing trade stuff. Very boring. They could be anywhere in the systems right now. I have no idea where they are.
Yeah. Trade stuff, huh? It's not much adventure there.
No, but, you know, Free Leaguers, that's what we do. What we did. I obviously came to you guys because I wanted a little more for myself. And only one family ship anyway, so...
Yeah. Well, you got more, I guess. I'm nervous a bit about about our old employer. But I'm guessing that notice should have arrived to him by now that the ship is not his anymore.
Oh, he'll know. And very soon he'll be sending out people to look for us and probably drag us back to some dark dungeon where he'll poke us with metal hooks for a very long period of time. But it's fine, because we're, number one, on the move. Number two, we don't have any proper residence here that he would know of. And we'll very soon not be here. That was always the plan. We've just been delayed by a small little thing like this.
My expression sort of varies between horror and being entertained as you say these different things. Yeah. Well, he can try to get us in all this mess. I guess. He's not gonna get us.
No. We'll be fine. Although a little part of me does wonder if we actually shall be, after all. Ideally, we were going to be probably leaving Coriolis, this very sector or mark, but now things are a little more complicated, but it's not as if we'll be doing things that are that predictable, I suppose. I lean back again and seem quite content to let the conversation, especially about me, end.
Yeah, and you have left the outer ring of the Coriolis station and you are closing into the core. You know that the next tube stop is the academy area.
Wonderful. I shall gently get up, stretching, and say, very well then, time to get educated, pig.
I stir and I get up. I've never been this far into the station before.
No, it's quite different from the other ring. It's much cleaner and people are better dressed. it's not so smelly, and you see that cleaning bots are going around picking up trash from people that from tobacco, from different kind of papers that people are throwing. And you have 3 or 4 ways down. At your right side you can take the stairs down, or the elevators if you want to. You will enter the student blocks, and you can see the great Coriolis Academy. And that is a wondrous sight for your eyes. It's a pillar of science and research in all of the third horizon. But if you want to take a left, you can see the cathedral and the temple of the 9 icons, close to the sanatorium, to the more spiritual side of the core. And you see a lot of indoor parks here. From here you can see maybe a fourth of the entire core. It's very spacious, so you can see high and low from the tube station. In the student sector you can see 3 parks, 1 big and 2 smaller ones. But in the spiritual side you can see at least 5 parks, as far as you can see. Or gardens.
First, my attention gets completely caught by one of the droids that are cleaning, because I think that's kind of fascinating, and I start moving up towards one, and then I see the marvel of the academy, and I just hold on to a rail and I just look out over it, like starry-eyed, like, wow, that is some architecture.
I let out a little sigh and say to Pig, don't go around looking like a tourist. Not that incredible. I haven't been here much.
Well, you took some courses, didn't you? You said something like that about, I don't know, shipping and trading and stuff.
I pause for a while as if thinking of what to say to you, and then I quickly nod and say, yes, I spent some time at the academy here. Didn't do very well, I'm afraid. That's why I'm not a fully licensed ship captain myself, but I did spend a little bit of training here, yes.
You're not the head for theoretics.
No, but like I said, my family, part of the Free League, my father, he wanted all his kids to be able to help fly the ship. At least until he passed. And, well, that's what my brothers are doing now. I'll be honest, again, a slight pause. I didn't know my sister was here, so I guess she's suddenly got herself some ambition, which is wonderful.
Well, that's good, I guess, then. Hey, what do you think it is that they got inside of them that makes them do these weird things? I mean, do you believe in these weird things? Do you think that this is... that... Okay.
I believe in what I can see, and I haven't seen much. But the horizon's full of strange things, Pig. You have to be open-minded. I have no idea why it's happening. Genetics, the icons, the emissaries, maybe these are their chosen ones or something. It doesn't really bother me. What does bother me is you gawking around at bots. Come on, let's get moving.
And I nod, and you see me, I'm a bit torn between... You probably noticed that I'm a bit torn between wanting to believe this and being curious about what it actually is, and just, you know, throwing it away as something that's just ridiculous superstition. But I follow you, and look around me. I try not to look as a tourist, but I can't stop looking at all this stuff.
Meanwhile, I am only actually passingly familiar with this place, as I haven't actually really been here that much, although of course I am familiar with the core.
Yeah, I should say this, it's not just the air that feels cleaner, it's a different kind of light setting here in the core. The ring have a more dusk and artificial neon light, but here the light is for sure artificial, but it's have a more warmer, more comfortable for the eye. for sure. It's not as bluish as the light in the ring. And it takes a while for your eyes to adapt. But you're leaving the tube station, and there's a buzzing crowd that are either going into the student quarters or going home from seminars, lectures, and whatever. And there's a lot of young people, and you see all from Legionnaire cadets to first-year pilots, engineering, humanists, philosophy students that are buzzing in, and they are like students today, going in their groups and the groups that they are studying with. There's not a mix with, for example, Legion cadets and philosophers.
Wonderful. I take a moment to take it all in, and I head straight to the address we've been given. Keen to just get this done quickly and quietly. I don't really want to draw any attention to us if it doesn't need to be drawn.
I try not to stare at everyone, but I look around and I'm sure that there are some people that catch my eye. I mean, most people look like biological people, right? There's not like cybernetics and stuff going on.
No, not so much. And you can see that almost all of these people comes from higher classes, or at least middle class.
It's fascinating to look at. And when we get off, I keep following Carlo, and I look around and I remark, it's like being on a planet. You know, the light is like a sun. It's like sunlight.
I suppose it is in a fashion, Pig. I suppose it is in a fashion. Now come, I think she would have been in this building this way. Come on, try not to draw attention to yourself. We're just some people here looking at the wonders of the academy. Let's keep it that way, yes?
You remember that Althea said that they were studying law, so they are living in the law student barracks. So you are heading that way, and it's quite easy to find. There are a lot of signs, and this part of Coriolis is maybe one of the most best designed. There are straight streets, there are good squares, there are a lot of room. So it's more or less impossible to get lost in the student quarters. And in a couple of minutes you're standing outside the student barracks for the law students, and you see some students leaving the barracks, talking about the possibility of the theorem of the spaceship's enigma.
Okay. I don't think I have any idea what that means.
You overheard that if you can choose to sacrifice one person, or you sacrifice 5 persons, what should you choose if you had the choice to do it? Should it be the right thing to do? It's a philosophical question. It's not for a mechanic, you realize.
Of course, have heard this conversation before. And
Oh yeah, you have. It's
very firmly on the line that you sacrifice the one person. You sacrifice the many. Well, at least that's what I was told. I'm not sure I agree with it. If that one person is me, for example, then I sacrifice the many.
But you also heard it when you heard when the upper classes is talking about it. You should always sacrifice the many if the one person is from the upper class. So you have heard this. There's a lot of versions of this theorem, this enigma.
Indeed. Anyway, now we're in the building. I'm going to attempt to see if there's any way of entering it nice and subtly without drawing too much attention to us.
Yeah, you're entering the entrance hall, where there's a clerk and a lot of different post boxes for students in the entrance hall, and there's 2 elevators that are going up and down to the different quarters.
Wonderful. I quickly say to Pig, now, Pig, I'm curious. How would you approach this situation?
Well, if we know where she lives, she did say a number, didn't she?
She did. Well done, Pig. You're listening. Good work. we're not going to go to the clerk and just ask, because then it looks like we're some people who don't know the person going to see them. Instead, we're just going to head to the elevator and head straight there. Well done, though, Pig. I'm glad you've been paying attention.
I get confused by this. But I think to myself that, we don't look like students, I guess. And I try to look not suspicious, but it's gonna make it worse.
The clerk is looking at you, eyeing you out. But you're heading for the elevators.
Yeah.
Which room?
Which room did she tell us?
I didn't write it down. It was like block something 45, perhaps.
I'm happy to roll if you want me to remember. I think I'll...
Wits.
Alright. Just wits.
Yeah, yes, wits.
Alright. Okay. Carlo gets to the elevator and for a moment tries to remember. What number did she say it was again? 1 success.
Yeah, it's like, it's B48, like Pig said.
B48. Wonderful. I will enter that floor and wait for the lift to take us to this area.
Yeah, it's the B floor. There's some cellar floor as well, but B is the second floor, and the room number should probably be 48. You enter the corridor, and you see a lot of doors, and to your left there's some a common room, and to your right there seems to be some kind of kitchen area, quite a common student quarter.
Well, very uncommon for me. I'm very curious about all this. It's kind of interesting. I look around in the common room. Not look around in it, but I peek into the common room.
Actually, it's quite common how you was raised. A quite big space where all is coming together, telling stories about their day, and a big room at the other side that is the kitchen. But all these separate rooms for sleeping, that's very uncommon for your
upbringing. Huh. Seems like we're not that different after all. It's interesting.
I begin making my way to room 48. As I do so, I do start looking around, trying to see how much security we're dealing with. Cameras or people maintaining things.
You don't see anything in the corridor, but you can roll an observation roll and try to remember if you saw something on the way in.
No successes.
You don't really remember, but it should be some kind of surveillance when you're entering the student areas. You remember that it's been some talks for years that students are going missing in the students area. Some say that there's been some kidnapping for students from richer families. Others say that it's just students that want to break off with their family and leave for the third horizon. But you know, and you heard that the student area have some surveillance, some cameras, some drones.
I'll have to think on that later. For now, we get to the door, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you're standing outside the door. It's a common door with a quite common lock.
Is there a sign on it saying like who's lives there and stuff?
No, it's a place for a name tag, ID tag, but it's been removed.
Yeah.
And you can see that it's have been removed with some force because you see scratches on the door.
I expect I know the answer, but I'm going to do it anyway and gently either push the door or press the entrance button.
You press for the automated door and it's locked. You get a red signal.
Of course. I'm going to look at Pig and say, Pig, would you mind knocking on the door? And as Pig goes to do that, I'm going to try and be as subtle as I can, getting out my mechanical lockpick and sort of just starting to ease it into that little mechanism and try and get this door open. Being as subtle as possible so that if cameras are watching, it doesn't look as if I'm dreaming open a door.
Yeah. Okay. I wink at you, overly obvious. Okay, I'll knock. And I walk up to the door and I see that the sign is missing. Yeah, this is probably the place. They're trying to clean stuff up and stuff. And I put my hand up so that I cover you, and I knock on the door.
There's no answer.
Oh my, seems like there's no one at home. Maybe I should knock again. And I put my hand up to knock another time.
And again, yes, I'm like looking at Pig quite confused while leaning just to the door, and then out comes the mechanical lockpick to try and get this door open.
When you're starting to working the door, another student from across the hall is opening her door, looking at you quickly, then quickly shuts the door.
That's fine. I sort of, noticing that, would look over, offer a smile, and then get back to sort of looking like we're trying to knock on the door and be like, hello, anyone there?
Hi, I say as they disappear. Well, yeah, okay, maybe we should try and get this done as quickly as possible. Don't know how people are around here with reporting stuff.
Do you want to use the security device, Carlo?
Yes, well, I'm using my mechanical lockpick.
Yeah.
So what should I roll for a door opening?
You can roll a really easy one.
Mm-hmm.
You got 2 pluses because you realize that someone has been mending with the door before you, and a lot of firewall has been broken down. 2 pluses.
So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 dice.
That's crazy.
And as I'm doing this, and I just sort of notice how easy it is, I almost have a moment of hesitation, just double checking the corridor for a second, and I just whisper a little prayer to the icons, just hoping that this being easy isn't a sign that something is up. And I will re-roll those 10 dice.
What?
Because I got no successes. And I roll no successes.
The electronic device is backfiring. You're getting a shock in your right hand, and you take 1 hit point damage. Must have been some bad wiring, and the door is getting into a lockdown mode. You can hear that extra locks closing behind the door.
You have listened to an episode of Red Moon Roleplaying, where we play the campaign Mercy of the Icons for Coriolis, which is published by Free League. Gamemaster was Adam Palmquist, and we were also joined by Jenny Jungevall. The music was created by AlphaZone and Sabled Sun, and was used with permission from their label Cryochamber. Please check out cryochamber.bandcamp.com or their YouTube channel for more of their lovely dark ambient. We also used the official Coriolis soundtrack by Stars on a Black Sea. The sound effects come from the Syrinscape sci-fi player and was used with permission from Syrinscape. With its ease of use, you might want to try it for your gaming table. We would like to give massive thanks to our champions of the Red Moon, Martin Heuschober, Simon Cooper, David, Julia, Camilla, Bob Lange, Cameron, Antxon, Graham Barey, and Doug Thomson for their generous support. You would of course also like to thank all of our other patrons. Without your support, the show would not be possible. If you want to support our work, please check us out on Patreon. You can get access to bonus campaigns for Cult of Divinity Lost, Call of Cthulhu, and Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay there, as well as binge the rest of Last Voyage of the Ghazali and Emissary Lost. You can also get early and raw access to all of our recordings and hear your name read on the show as a champion of the Red Moon, as well as play some Cult with us. Most importantly, that support is what keeps the show going, so do check us out there. Thank you again for listening, and remember that the song leads us to the truth under a great winged shadow.